Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Addicted to Angling. I'm back, I'm on the bank, I'm actually getting a video done. If you've been watching these videos for a long time, subscribe, etc. I do apologise for not having videos come out sooner. Sea fishing in the winter has been absolutely atrocious. Was going to get out and do a whiting video, but never really got the energy and get up and go to do it. But I've joined the new carp fishing syndicate. As you know, I like my sea fishing, I like my carp fishing. I'm on a new syndicate. Now, you're going to see a few videos come from here. I'm not going to tell you where it is, though, unfortunately. Some of you may know just by looking at it when I show you the lake a little bit later. But due to the request of the bailiffs, I'm not going to tell you where it is, but this place holds some absolute chunks. It really, really does. It's my first time down here today. I've got 48 hours on it. I'm with Tony. Tony's a couple of swims up. And the good thing about this lake is most of the swims have these cabins. Now, due to all the rain we've had over this winter, it is a little bit flooded. It is fishable, don't get me wrong. A lot of the lakes local to me are completely flooded. They've been shut, etc. This is fishable. I'll show you in a little while. The cabin has got a little bit of water leakage in it, but it is livable. You know, there's a little tiny bit of water ingressing through the bottom, but it's livable. And I'll show you out through the lake in a minute. The water levels are high. I'll go through my tactics and everything to do with that on the way through the video. But I'm just here, like I say, with Tony. And we're going to see if we can pull a fish or two out. I'm really hopeful, to be honest with you. We've come down here today. And the weather we've had recently has been absolutely awful. But the weather today is absolutely spot on. It's beautiful. Pressure has risen. It's flat calm on the lake. And while we've been here so far, we've seen numerous fish rolling, topping, boshing. You know, they're moving about, which is always a good sign. To see movement when we turn up after the few weeks we've had has put me in really, really good stead for this. But here we go. This is the Syndicate Lake. This is #1 video from the Syndicate Lake. Let's see if we can crack this place on the first time of trying. So as I said, I'm here, I'm on this new syndicate. I'm going to give you a little look at the lake now, and then I'll show you the cabin of where I'm staying, and it's the facilities here and what you get when you join up and come here are absolutely amazing. Now take a look at this. It's an old farm reservoir, irrigation reservoir. Not a lot of features on top. It is a bit of a bowl underneath, but there are fish holding features underneath. You know, there are dips, there are troughs, there are shelves. It's absolutely flat calm. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful. Tony's over there. He's fishing in, I think, peg #6. I'm in peg #4, a place called the Carp. Could have picked any of them. There's no one else on the lake, but I just like the sound of the Carp, to be honest with you. Not a Liverpool fan, but to me, it just sounded good. And like I say, with the wind the way it is, the wind is pushing across this lake today, so it's pushing into the corner where I'm fishing, which is another bonus. But look at this. This is the cabin. This is what you get when you join up. Like I say, it's a little bit underwater. It's a little cabin. Come in and you can see it's a little bit damp inside, but I ain't too worried about that. We're fishermen at the end of the day. What do? We fish in water is what it is. There's my little shelf with my clothes on. Some pictures of the fish that are in here. Now you've got shelves and stuff. I've got carp care in here. I've got an air freshener. Sacks. Slings, nets, all provided, shelves as well. It's a waterproof from the top shelter, absolutely fantastic. There's my food down there, get a little foodie video done later. And that is where I'm fishing. Now, fishing solid bags. I've got one bag literally just over there, not too far out. Another bag just over here, not too far out. In those bags, the way I'm fishing it, I've got size 6 hooks, micro barbed hooks. It's a micro no barbless rule in there, it's micro barbed hooks rule. And I'm fishing 7 from hell, trimmed right down. And in that bag, I've got sticky baits krill. And I've filled that up also with Parker Baits Magic Dust mixed in with it. And then I've got some pink, spicy squid cordigou squirted in there, giving it some lovely sort of attraction. And I'm just going to sit on it. You know, it's not the weather yet to be piling baiting. It's not warm enough. It's not been warm enough. The fish aren't going to be massively on the feed. It's just going to be a case of fishing for them bites today. I mean, yes, when it gets a little bit warmer, I will probably start fishing different tactics, maybe a bag, but I'll be spodding over the top of it, maybe bait spooning over the top of it. But today, where we are, bags out, see if we can nick a bite on a bag. Bosh! Let's see what we can do. You know, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. 48 hours on the lake. Let's see if we can get one in the net. So I'm on this Syndicate. Tony's fishing further up there. I never like leaving my rods. Never, ever like leaving my rods. You know, yes, I've got receivers. Yes, you can walk around. But like I say, don't want to leave my rods at all. So what have I done? Gone and bought myself a couple of these little bad boys. 20 quid from eBay. Tony's got one. I've got one. We can keep in constant contact using the walkie-talkies. It's a little thing I picked up from watching the quarter videos. Obviously, some people might think, well, what do you need them for? But it's constant contact with Tony. If he gets a fish and he needs help, rather than shouting across, you know, I might not hear him, etc. Straight on this, I'll hear him straight away. I can get my rods in. I can go down. I can help him if he needs it. Same as him with me. Let's see what Tony's doing, shall we? Tony, you had any fish yet?
Yeah, I've had 4.
How big?
About 2 ounces.
Oh, yeah, you're netting the fry out, are you?
Yeah, mate.
All right, mate. Well, I'll be in contact in a little while, mate. I've opened up the bourbon creams. I'll probably make a cup of tea in a little while. And, yeah, it's looking ripe for a fish, though, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah, I've had a couple of, like, BBs on me right-hand rod, but nothing else.
That means they're moving around, I reckon. Probably liners, mate. They're probably moving around your bait.
Bastards. Fucking take the bastards.
Yeah, all right, mate. Well, I'll speak to you in a little while, bud.
Well, these are the tits. These are well clear, aren't they?
They're good, mate. They are good. They are very good. For 20 quid, mate, you can't moan at all.
Where do you get these from?
Fleabay. Fleabay.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, right, mate. I'm gonna vamoosh, and I'll speak to you in a little while.
Okay, mate.
Yeah, sorry about the language. Obviously, he didn't know that I was going to call it on camera. But yeah, that's what I mean. They're perfect. 20 quid, you know, we can speak to each other like that. Yeah, can't really grumble at all. Right, I'm going to chill out for a little while. I'll bring you back sooner or later, let you know what's going on. They're doing some work on the far bank. It's not causing an issue if you can hear that moving up and down. They're literally just putting some hardcore down because of the rain we've had. It's churned it up a little bit. They're just putting some hardcore down to make it more accessible for the bailiffs to go up and down because you can't drive to your swims on this lake. But yeah, perfect. Right, speak to you in a little while. Now coming up to midday. Always time for a cup of tea. Not a lot's happened yet so far. I'll be totally honest with you. I'm not expecting it to kick off until this evening. If it does, the sun's out. It's got to turn these fish on. You know, it really has. Like I say, we're seeing fish moving. We're seeing fish rolling. There's movement in the water, which at this time of year, beginning of March, that's all you can ask for. You know, if it was dead and there was nothing showing, then I'd still be hopeful. Don't get me wrong. But it would be a case of just trying to pick that one bite out for that fish that's just slowly moving around. But with the fish moving, they've got to be on the feed. You know, they've got to be wanting to get that food into them after the winter we've had with all the rain. I'll show you my new stove later as well. I've got this new stove. I saw it on Chunkster Fishing YouTube channel. It's immense. It's like a bloody jet engine taking off. I was cooking with it or heating up the kettle and Tony was down the bottom and he could hear it from down his swim. And it's boiled a Ridge Monkey kettle bloody quick. So I'll show you that a little bit later. It's cheap as chips as well. It's just another little thing. You don't have to put carb tax on everything like your Ridge Monkey stoves and stuff like that. But like I say, I'll take you through that in a little while. I'm going to sit here and enjoy this and just, the sun. It is absolutely beautiful. We couldn't have picked a better couple of days for this. You know, it's perfect. Yes, the water level's high. We've had a lot of rain recently. A lot of places are shut. But it's fishing. You know, you come out to fish. And if you can get them rods in the water and put up with a little bit of not even uncomfortable fishing. I'm in a cabin, you know, and I've got a little bit of water ingressing on the bottom. but it's not everywhere. It's a tiny little layer, which makes it damp. Nah, I'm happy. I'm happy. Right, rods are in the water. Get this cup of tea down me. I'm going to sit back and I'm just going to relax, and I'll come back to you a little bit later and let you know how we're getting on this afternoon. Right, it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. First day we're here. Left-hand rod beeped a little while ago. Liner, basically. There was no movement or anything like that other than a couple of beeps. So the fish are about. The fish are moving. We're still seeing fish rising, fish topping, fish rolling. So they're moving about. That's all that matters. But I've been sitting here this afternoon rather than sitting there doing nothing. I've been productive. Preparation is key in my eyes. Knocked up a couple more solid bags. All I've got in my bags is Sticky Baits krill, 4mm pellets. Parker Baits OG Fish Magic Dust. This stuff is absolutely immense, full of little particles. And if you've never used these before, they are absolutely insane boilies. Sent from hell from Baitworks. They are absolutely crazy boilies. The smell from them, never ever open them up in your house because you will not be able to get the smell out for a little while. First time I got them, I opened them up, absolutely stunk. I made some bags last night before I come here. My hands absolutely reeked after touching these. But like I say, what I've done with these is, these are, I think they're about 14mm, maybe 12mm. And these are the bags I've made. Now, I'm not going to give you a demonstration of me making the bags because I am by no means a bag. You know, I cannot make great solid bags. That is all I come up with. But I've got sticky baits on the bottom, and I've got a little bit of magic dust in the middle, sticky baits on top. It's on a stem. And then if you look, you can't really see it on this one, just in that bottom corner there. That is where my trimmed up pop-up sits. So this lays on the bottom, it breaks down. You've got a package of food on there. The carp come in, nom, 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 and then they take the bait, theoretically. So I just made a couple of them up. Like I say, literally, if you get a fish where you reel in, you just unclip, clip another one of these on, straight back out. No messing around at all. And I just keep them in the bag with my pellets because I know that if I clip the seal up, no moisture is going to get in there. And being PVA, you get moisture on the bags, they dissolve. I've made that schoolboy error in the past. It is not a good one to make because you hook them on, you go to cast them out, and they literally just fall apart at your feet. But that is, like I say, what I'm doing. That is my combination for the next couple of days. Not going to change it up. I have every faith in the Sent from Hell. And to be honest with you, I've hardly ever used bags before. That's why I'm not going to show you a demonstration of me making them, because I'm all fingers and thumbs. And like I say, there's so many more better videos out there where you get a better presented bag than what I make. But I'm confident in what I'm doing myself. And I'm going to see if I can catch a fish on them. I've never caught a fish on a solid bag before, so you never know. This could be the session to do it. Tony's had a couple of liners down there. He's been zipping his bait boat about, getting readings from the bottom, seeing how deep it is. Deepest point in here, I think it's about 8 meters. Might be wrong. Where I'm fishing is about 3 meters. It goes along, it goes down, and then it plateaus for a little while, and then it just dives all the way down into the middle. Picked up some fish on his sonar, on his deeper in the middle of the lake. But I'm pretty certain those fish will move in later, and we could well be in for a bite. But, like I say, still got a few hours to go. Still got, what, 1 whole day? We've got 2 nights. I'm confident. I'm really confident we're going to see a bite. But, yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I'll come back to you in a... Well, it's now coming up to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. If you look at this, absolutely stunning out here. No fish yet. Tony's had a drop run. But like I said to you earlier, I've got a new stove. And this stove is 20 odd quid from Amazon. It's a 4-burner stove. Now, it's got a lot of power outage. It is absolutely amazing. Take a look at this, eh? You don't need your ridge monkeys or anything like that. Look at that. I'm not going to put it too close because of the heat it kicks off. And that is super powerful. And it's cooking my dinner quicker than what I'd imagine, to be honest with you. Get another knife. Fork even. Dinner, I've got bratwurst tonight. I do love a nice bratwurst. Bratwurst roll. Oh, they're cooking absolutely amazing. Lidl's finest. You can't beat a bit of Lidl's bratwursts in a roll. I'll show you that when it's done. But this stove is absolutely immense. It really, really is. Right, that's the stove. I'm cooking my dinner. I'll come back to you in a minute when my dinner's made. I've got to give Tony my stove because, yeah, he left his stove at home. We both left stuff at home. I left my moon chair. Wouldn't have been able to use it anyway because of the way the water is, the height of that. Wouldn't have been able to put it in the swim. But dinner's cooking. I'm going to get this over to Tony once it's done. And I'll come back to you in a little while. Et voila. One bratwurst roll ready to be munched by me. Now, like I say, just giving Tony the cooker or the pan because he's left his. Didn't take long at all on that new stove. That is one of my favourite Bankside meals, sausages in a big baguette. It's cooled down. The wind's cutting across now a little bit. Sun's going down. Night time for me is always one of my favourite times for a bite. So who knows? Who knows? It could happen. I'm hoping it happens. And I'm hoping it's a decent fish. I'm hoping it's a 20 plus. Break my PB. My PB is 1912, believe it or not. Never been able to break the 20-pound barrier. Struggled all the time. You know, I always get 18s, close to 20, but never ever get over 20. So I'm hoping that this could be the session where I do it. But we'll see. I'm going to tuck into this and I'll come back to you a little bit later as it gets darker, let you know what's going on. Well, as you can probably tell, it's now turned to night. Pitch black out there. The top of that water is like a mirror though. You know, there's no wind, nothing like that at all. Temperature has absolutely plummeted though. Don't know if there'll be a frost tonight. I just looked around outside. It could well be. It does feel cold enough to be. But there are still fish boshing. There's fish boshing all over the lake. You know, it's in a fair few fish. That's always a good sign. Always a good sign because to me it says they're on the feed, they're active, they're moving. So they may well come across my bags during the night and I may well get a run. I'm really hoping I do. I am very confident that we will pick a fish up. You know, confidence to me is key in fishing. If you're not confident, you shouldn't be doing what you're doing because you need to have confidence in everything you're doing when you're fishing because confidence catches fish. It really does. You know, you put a bait out and you're sitting there worrying all the time. Is it working? Is it not working? You know, most of them rewind it in and they'll look at it. I've put my stuff, put my bait out, put my bags out. I can sit and leave them for 24 hours. And I know I'm confident, even if a fish comes around and mops all that bait up, that pop-up is still there. You know, it is still sitting there, balanced, just sitting above the bottom. And there will still be scent trails in that water around where that pop-up was, you know, where the pop-up is. The bag will go, even if they mop up the pellets and the goo and stuff, that some of that flavours will still have absorbed into the sediment. And that will still be there for a little while when the fish, and that'll still attract the fish to it. And like I say, they will still find the pop-up. And I've got a scent from hell on there anyway, so that will probably be giving off so much scent through water. It's unbelievable. But it's about 8 o'clock at night now. Now, a bit of a Larry lightweight. I probably will get my head down soon. I'm 40 years old now, and I do like my sleep, you know, especially when I'm carp fishing. To me, I get some of the best night's sleep, unless I'm getting fish. If I don't get a fish and I'm on a bit of a blank run through the night, I get the best night's sleep I've ever had. So, yeah, I'm going to leave that there for the night. If I catch a fish, the next thing you'll see will be me, yet again, illuminated by the light in front of a cradle. If not, I'll come back to you in the morning and we'll see what we can do tomorrow if we don't get a fish tonight to try and attract those fish in to get a bite over this 48 hours. See you in the morning.